my name is Kat, and today I'm doing my November wrap-up. So, November. It was a month that ended a while ago, and yet I am just now doing my reading wrap-up. And the reason for that is basically because my life is kind of a mess right now. I'm still stuck in moving hell, and most of my books and furniture and other belongings are still in storage, and I just feel like a vagabond, and I don't really want to talk about the hot mess that is my life. What I do want to talk about is the books that I managed to read in November. Yeah, that's right, books, plural. Barely. Anyways, let's just get started. So first up, I have here Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Digital insert because the book is in storage. This is the first book in a new sci-fi series, and it was also the BOOKSPLOSION Book of the Month pick for November. We did already have the live show discussion, so I'll link that down below in case you want to give it a watch and catch up on all of the detailed, spoilery opinions. But basically, this is one of the coolest books I think I have ever read. The way it's told is so unique. Like, we get emails and interviews and diagrams and pictures and like transcripts of video feeds, and it's just such an interesting way of storytelling. And then the story itself is also really, really cool. It's a little difficult to explain, and I kind of think it's better if you just go into it not knowing a whole lot. But the basic gist of it is you have this planet, and there's an illegal mining operation going on, and a competitor of the company running this mining operation gets wind of it, and instead of like turning them in or something, they decide to just attack the planet and kill a whole bunch of people. But some people survive and they escape, and they're trying to get away, so there's this chase going on, and also this like biological weapon that was used, and it's just crazy and awesome and crazy awesome. This was one of my favorite books of the year, and I highly, highly recommend checking it out, especially if you like sci-fi or you want something different and unique, because this is unlike anything I've ever read. Next up, I have here Winter by Marissa Meyer. This was another one of my favorite books of the entire year. Seems to happen a lot during the fall season. Just so many awesome books come out, and it's just like new favorite, new favorite, new favorite, new favorite. I mean, the series was already one of my favorites of all time, so I'm not surprised that I loved this as much as I did, but I loved it a whole lot. And this is actually the BOOKSPLOSION Book of the Month pick for December, and we have not yet had the live show for this one. So I'll put the info about that down in the description below. And I am so looking forward to discussing all of the things, because a lot of stuff happened in this book. Like, it's an 830-page book. So much happened, and it was all so awesome, except the parts that weren't awesome, but like they were awesome in a way that hurt me a little bit. Like, there was a section of this book where I was just screaming at the book, "What's happening?" Because it just... But for now, I'm just going to reiterate that this is one of my favorite books of the year, it's one of my favorite series of all time, and it is one of my favorite finales of all time, which is important because so often I find myself kind of let down by finales of series, but that's just, it's not the case with this book. I thought this was a fantastic conclusion to a fantastic series, and I'm already excited to reread the series, and again, I'm really, really excited to discuss this in detail in the live show. Then I have here Through the Dark by Alexandra Bracken. This is a collection of 3 novellas that take place in the world of the darkest minds. And I actually didn't read all 3 novellas this month. I'd previously read the first 2 novellas in ebook form when they came out, so this month I only read the final one, the 3rd novella. But it was just exactly what I wanted. A lot of the time with these dystopian series, like the series will end by solving one big problem, but then there's 500 little problems of like, where do we go from here? How do we rebuild the country? What now? And even though the third novella here isn't really about that exactly, we do get to see a little bit of the world post finale of the dystopian trilogy. I'm trying not to spoil anything, so I don't want to spoil anything, but anyways, fantastic novella collection here. I really recommend it, especially if you love The Darkest Minds. Like, what are you doing not reading the novellas? These are probably actually my favorite novellas that accompany a series. I don't have any others that immediately come to mind, but these are great. Like, they're not required reading, but they just broaden the scope of the world, and you get to see more characters and more aspects and points of view, and it's just, it's really good stuff. Then I have here Lumberjanes Volume 2. This is a collection of comics 4 through 8 of the Lumberjane series, and I decided to read this primarily because I was ashamed at the amount of books I had read, and I wanted to finish one more that I could include in this wrap-up. And I did really like it. You know, it's quirky and fun and colorful, but it's not my favorite comic series. You know, it's no saga, but it's good, it's fun, it's light, I flew through it, I enjoyed it. And finally, I want to briefly mention the books that I am currently reading that I really need to finish by the end of the year. Like, I can't believe how long I've been reading these. I need to get through them. I've kind of thrown all of my reading challenges out the window. Like, the 100 book challenge wasn't gonna happen, but the TBR jar challenge and the book bucket list challenge, like, I'm not even really trying for those anymore because pushing myself to read something I'm not super excited to read is just, it's not gonna make me read, and like, I need to read, okay? We have like 2 more weeks left in the year, and I have 3 books that I'm currently reading that I need to freaking finish. So I have here Magnus Chase and the Sword of Summer by Rick Riordan. I need to finish it. I've been reading it since like before it came out because I got an early audiobook copy that I listened to for a little bit, but then I was like, nah, I want to read it with my eyes. So I'm reading it with my eyes, and it's kind of slow going, but I want to finish it. I'm loving it. It's super fun. I just want to sit down and fly through it. Then I have here Career of Evil by Robert Galbraith. This is the 3rd book in the Cormoran Strike series, which is a series that I really like, and I really like what I've read of this one so far. It already feels like the most twisted and disturbing installment in the series, which is already, like, it's not a series for children. This is not Harry Potter. This is some dark shit, and I love it, and I wanna finish it. I gotta get to this. I gotta finish this book. And finally, I need to finish Library of Souls by Ransom Riggs. Again, I do not have the physical copy here to show you because my life is a mess. Help me. I really want to finish this. Like, it's the 3rd book in a trilogy, it's a finale, and I love Ransom Riggs' writing. Like, he's one of my new favorite authors. It's just, his books are so good, and I gotta read it. Alright, there you have it. Those are the books that I finished in November, and also kind of the beginning of December, and also the 3 books that I am currently reading that I need to finish by the end of the year. Like, I gotta. But yeah, that is gonna be it for this video here today. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great night, and I will have another video up soon, so I will see you then. Goodbye!